Your colleagues are not your friends, but they could be your friends. In fact, in some cases, they could be your enemies. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to determine who are your allies, how to navigate them so that you don't become a target. My name is Iyore, trained over 25,000 salespeople across 5 countries, Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UAE, Rwanda. I'm an author of several books and resources on sales, and I've been featured on lots of media platforms to talk about successful selling. I worked at an organization where I was going to target to sell to 20 high net worth individuals. I was able to bring in 21 high net worth individuals in a single month. I also participated in a sales competition where I won, and I was sent for the World Cup and all expense paid trip. I moved to another organization where I was able to double my portfolio by over 100% in just 11 months. I'm CEO for Ultravantage and our specialties in Salesforce management, meaning we work with the CEOs, the team leads, to help them optimize their results with their sales teams and help them exceed their targets in record time. So ladies and gentlemen, let me walk you through this content right away. Think of the workplace like a neighborhood. When you move to a new neighborhood, a new estate, everybody in the estates, you can say you all live in the same estates. You can call yourself neighbors. But this doesn't necessarily mean that everybody in the estate is your friend. In fact, some of the people in your estate may even be planning something against you. Who knows? But my point is, you don't want to be naive. Now, when you move to a new organization or where you currently work, there is a conduct you must display. There's a way you must position yourself so that you give people a chance to determine who they will be in your life. Are they going to be your colleagues or are they going to be your friends? Don't judge people, don't prejudge and say things like, oh, the way you're looking, the way you looked at me that day, or the way you did, or how you, or you just judge from the outside and say, oh, I don't like this person, I prefer this person. No. Give everybody a chance. Give everybody a fair hearing. As time goes on, you want to watch closely and observe the conduct of others. What did they say about the boss? What did they say about others? Maybe their colleagues. Who are those that talk bad about others? Who are those that you see try to undermine the efforts of others? So just choose carefully who your friends will be. And of course, naturally, we all know those who a good friend should be. And a good friend is someone who has your interests, your genuine interest at heart. Now, there's a slight challenge here. The thing is, when people come together in a workplace, they are not coming there because they're looking for relationships. Even though, yes, there are benefits of having friendships in the workplace, because when friendships are there, it helps you manage the workload a little better. It relieves you of the stress. The late Jack Welch, they used to call him the greatest CEO in the history of America. He said, in the workplace, it's either you like your job, you like your boss, or you like your colleagues. Something must keep you on the job. If you don't find any of these three, he says resign. So this just shows you that having good relationships in the workplace are a plus to helping your performance. Now, the issue is what brings everybody together in the workplace is the targets. We're talking about a sales team here. There's a target we all have. We want to do 5 billion. We want to do 1 billion. Whatever the target is, that is what has brought us together. And in most cases, or maybe some cases, what everybody's looking at is how can they go after that target and how can they be promoted in the hierarchy of the organization. Based on personality types, there are people who they are ready to do whatever it takes to get to that promotion. There are also people who, for them, it is like, I just want to make some friends in the workplace. But the point is that you never can really tell who is who until you give them the opportunity to prove themselves. Now, these are 7 things you need to do every time so that you can be careful to navigate your way through and determine who your friends will be and who your colleagues will be. Now, please note that sometimes these things change along the line. The people who you started with as friends, they may go back to colleagues. And people who you started with as colleagues, they become friends eventually. But then you can strike a balance. Number 1, be very professional. Be very professional. Set the tone from the beginning because people will test you. I'll give you an example. You can imagine there's a project you're working on and somebody comes to give you information about the project verbally. Normally, what should happen is maybe proposals, for example. You're sending proposals to a particular client. What should happen normally is that this should have been communicated via email. a lot of times, so that at least it will be on record that you were the one who was given the task and you're working on the project. But for some reason, the person just uses word of mouth and he says, get this thing done. And you just start and you start to work on it. Then by the time you're done, you submit it. The person now takes it and sends it like it was him who did the work. Then you start to feel bad and you call the person an enemy. Not necessarily. The thing is, when you're very professional, everybody would know that, this is a prim and proper person. Everything you do by the books. You send the emails when necessary. So someone says, send the proposals, you will send an email and say, or you would ask the person, all right, please can you send me an email so that at least we'll have it on record and we'll be able to know who did the work or who the source of the engagement. So that way you can be able to track. My point is, make sure that everything is documented as much as possible. If, for example, somebody says, if you meet this budget, we'll give you a promotion at the end of the month or by half year. Don't just say, okay, sir. You would ask, oh, sir, please can I have it in writing so that at least I can be able to make reference to it for ease of reference. Now, some people say things like, if I say that, the person will be angry. No. And that's why you must project yourself as a professional person in your dressing, in your carriage, in everything that you do. Because that's the purpose of the workplace. Number 2, don't talk bad or complain about the boss or his assigned tasks. Don't make a mistake to think somebody's already your ally and you're speaking your mind about how you feel about the boss or how you feel about the task he has given to you. Then you now say those things in front of the person. That's dangerous. Because you never can tell the relationship between the boss and that person. And the person may go behind your back to make you look bad. Number 3, avoid gossip because your words may be taken far beyond where you are. If somebody comes and is talking bad about someone and is saying someone did this, can you imagine somebody said that? When you hear it, no comments. Just say, oh wow, are you serious? Oh my goodness. It's well. Get back to your work. Very important. With this, you would lay low and be able to see exactly who is who in the organization over time. It also even help you focus on your work, on your prospecting, your qualifying, everything you need to do to be able to bring in sales. Number 4, choose the information you share to your friends, especially your colleagues. Choose the information you share carefully. Don't say things like, maybe you're having issues in your relationship, you're having issues maybe at home with your family, then you just get to the office, what happened to you? Why are you late today? Then you start to tell them everything that happened in the house in the morning. How dangerous. Because in some cases, when you share these things, people keep these things in their hearts and they go and start telling others. And you don't want your news spreading around the office. What you want to spread around the office is news about your sales targets being met, news about you busting budgets, meeting the right prospects who can do business with you. Number 5, forgive, but make adjustments. There are times when people stab you in the back. Yes, forgive them. But based on that, make adjustments in that relationship and in how you're going to be treating that person going forward so that you don't get yourself into more trouble. Number 6, tag along with the best because of their skills, not their character necessarily. So this means there are people who in your organization, possibly in your sales team, you're not the best-selling salesperson, maybe. And you know someone who is the best-selling salesperson, but you know that this person's character is terrible. It doesn't mean that you should now say, because of this person's character, because of this person talks bad about people, let me not even bother learning from this person. Remember, this person is the one bringing in the numbers. And the purpose of the workplace is to win and bring in the numbers. So what do? Tag along with that person. When the person is giving you the talk about others that you don't want to hear or you shouldn't be interested in, just keep mute and say, are you serious? Don't make any comments. The person would realize that, this is not the person to be sharing all that dirty talk with. But you'll be seeing how the person is closing. You will see the person's work ethics. You will see the person's mindset, how he approaches prospects and what he does or she does to be able to close sales in record time. And there are things you learn by observation. There are things you learn through knowledge. The greatest things are those that you learn by observation because when you see it, it becomes a part of you immediately and it becomes second nature to you. And finally, you be a friend. You be a friend. Give a helping hand. Help your colleagues. Help them in any way possible. There are times when somebody needs support. Maybe he's having work overload. Join in to assist. Maybe he has to send in 5 proposals before close of business. I know it's a lot. Help the person if you have the time. Take 2 from the person. The person doesn't necessarily need to have done something good to you to do that. The point is, the Bible says, he that will be a friend must show himself friendly at first. So you want to try and do everything possible to be the one to push yourself forward as a good friend. If it's somebody's birthday, if it's somebody's special celebration, put a call through. If you can send a gift, why not? Or put a call through. Let the person know that you honor them and you appreciate them. And with this, you find out that you'll be able to, while in the organization, carefully watch and navigate the daily terrain of who your colleagues are and who your friends are. But one thing to note, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you keep it professional and you make everybody know that, see, I'm a professional person and I will do things based on the books, it would help you tremendously. I remember I was traveling for the World Cup many years ago, and I'm just trying to show you the importance of being professional. I was traveling for the World Cup many years ago, and while I got to the airport, on my way to the airport, my mom had told me, she says, make sure you don't take anything from anybody to put in your bag. Now, sometimes in this world, you hear stories of people who took packages from people, put them in their bag, and they traveled, and they had issues with airport officials, and they got arrested. So my mother says, don't take anything from anybody at the airport. So in my mind, I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. If a colleague of mine had asked me and said, hey, Iyore, please, my bag is full. Can you place your bag for me? I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. Now, but something happened. I got to the airport late. So everybody else had checked in. And because they had checked in, it was easy for me to just take my bag and, check in. And from there, we all traveled. My point in all this was the fact that I had not built a strong professional reputation among these people. I had never met them before. If there were people who I was working with, they would have known that, oh, yeah, Iyore would just say, sorry, I can't do that, and I would just stay on my own, right? And just move my luggage. But because I had just met them for the first time, I was blessed enough to have arrived late, which allowed them check in earlier than me. So my point is, sometimes I understand that maybe you just get into a new place, and because you're new, you're not even really sure. You're trying to tread carefully. All I'm just trying to tell you to do is from the beginning, just be professional, and that way you'll be safer, because you won't be able to get into anybody's trouble and you won't be a target. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions, please comment in the comment section below. If you haven't watched this video, please watch it. It will also help you tremendously. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Talk to you soon.